Our lead is from Buffalo, and while the Jets made their move early in the day on Tuesday, they got Devontae Adams. The Bills said, hey, anything you can do, we can also do. So shortly after that, the Bills jumped into the flea market of football, and I assume you know by now, but you never know. Maybe you've been hiding and you haven't been paying attention. So we learned that Buffalo acquired Amari Cooper in a trade with Cleveland, adding what they think will be the replacement to the disgruntled, malcontent Stephon Diggs, and they have a number one receiver for Josh Allen. The Bills certainly had fallen off, not up to the standard in the AFC, behind the Ravens and Kansas City. So the Bills sent a couple of draft picks, a 2025 sixth-round pick, whoop-de-damn-do, and a 2025 third-round pick, and also a seventh-round pick. So they give up 3 picks, but really only one that is of any relevance to acquire Amari Cooper, the much-traveled Amari Cooper, who has played now for 4 teams, even though he's never left the team as a free agent. But let us discuss the question for the esteemed panel. Here's the question. As we stray to the wind, which direction the wind's blowing. So what does the Amari Cooper trade do for the Bills? I've got Dean Martin, Kraft Heinz, and Standard Chow. And we'll combine all of these things together and give you the worst-case scenario, unless we don't. But my first thought on the Bills acquiring Amari Cooper is another one of these telegraph moves. And it's a trip to the confessional is what it is. Oh, Father, I have sinned. And I love these stories, and here's why. Because actions speak louder than words. And the Bills had this cute little slogan that worked for a couple of weeks, and everybody eats, which was the offensive philosophy and all that. And now everyone's stark raving mad because it hasn't worked out. But it was a dig at Stephon Diggs, and they hate Diggs so much they gave him away for nothing. They just gave him away. He's that much of a malcontent. He hasn't really done much in Houston in terms of he's behind Nico Collins, who's now hurt. But so they didn't have a backup plan. But they were so hell-bent in Buffalo getting rid of Stephon Diggs, he was that big a problem, that they just gave him away and they didn't replace him. And while the everybody eats mantra did work for a couple of weeks, lately it's been a liquid diet. Now, what is my evidence? The last 3 weeks, we mentioned this after the Monday night game, the Buffalo passing offense is ranked 28th in the NFL. And so they said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to change the lyrics to a timeless Dean Martin tune. And when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's Amari, right? And when the world seems to shine like you've had too much wine, that's Amari. Or so they hope. Now, the Maller report card, the Bills get a B+. The Browns get a D on the Maller report card. Here's why. All right. Cleveland, it is a white flag situation. We're going out of business, but we still have some dates we have to show up to work. And these are your daddy's Browns. They are bouncing down a never-ending staircase. How low can you go? Lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. Hey, it's getting hot in here. And for the Bills, this is really hey, we still think we can do it, and we only have X number of years left with Josh Allen, and we don't want to flush a season away. And while it doesn't look good for the Bills right now, they barely beat the lowly Jets, at least the Amari Cooper trade gives you some hope. You got a little hope. You're hoping that, hey, this guy will actually play like he has at times in his career, and he will be an impact receiver, and that'll be just enough to give the Bills a shot down the line in a hypothetical game at Arrowhead against the team from Kansas City or in Baltimore, et cetera, et cetera. Now, secondly, staying with the Brownies, we are told, I saw this report and my eyes lit up and I was like, oh, this is good. So there's a story bouncing around the echo chamber, and it says the Browns have been unable to be critical, at least super critical, of Deshaun Watson either privately or publicly. that even behind the scenes they can't be critical of Deshaun Watson. So how does this sound to you? Well, this one's kind of simple. And I think you know where I'm going to go with this, but maybe not. And this sounds to me like Deshaun Watson is continuing to be the spokesman for a dessert topping from Kraft Heinz. That he is thin-skinned, he can't handle the truth, he's Cool Whip is what he is, right? The Brownies are stuck between the devil and the deep blue sea. And they have chosen, for reasons beyond my grasp of comprehension, they have chosen to get in the happy baby yoga pose with the creepy quarterback. And they're like, well, there's nothing we can do. We'll just take our medicine and all that. When they could bench Deshaun Watson, he can't go anywhere. It's all about the money. He's obviously given up on football. He's a one-trick pony. And every bad game by Deshaun Watson is making his old coach with the Houston Texans looking like a better and better coach by the day. Bill O'Brien, who's now at Boston College, like Bill O'Brien had the creepy quarterback putting up big numbers, and ever since he left, that's it. Holy smokes, he sucks. But the fact that you're not even able to criticize Watson, even privately, and that's why the Browns coach every week, oh, that's our quarterback. Oh, yeah, we're keeping him. Gives us the best chance to win. When it's not true, based on performance, there's no reasonable justification for Watson to play. He stinks. He's like a fart in the wind, Deshaun Watson, and yet they play him because they're paying him, and they can't get out of the contract. Watson has done more damage to fully guaranteed NFL contracts than anyone could have imagined. Right? He ranks last out of 31 qualified quarterbacks in QBR. And pick your stat. It's like playing whack-a-mole with Deshaun Watson. Every single stat he blows across the board. All right, final thought. We now head to Pittsburgh, PA, where the terrible towels are out. We stay in the Rust Belt. We've bounced from Buffalo to Cleveland. Now we go to Pittsburgh, and state-run NFL Network tells us that the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Russell Wilson going to take a lot of first-team reps in practice this week and is on track to start the Sunday night game against the Jets suck. Now, Wilson has been sidelined all season. Oh, my aching calf. Oh, it hurts so much. But he's almost fully back, and it appears that he will be QB1 on Sunday night ahead of the much more popular Justin Fields. And Coach Mike Tomlin, now he was hedging his bets a little bit. He was cautious about making any kind of official proclamation. However, every key indicator is that Pittsburgh has gone into overdrive. They're preparing to start Russell Wilson this weekend. Are you surprised? Well, if you've listened at all, you know I am not surprised. So I'm shaking my head. No, I am not surprised. And here's why. The Steelers' offense has been, in terms of passing the football, which I think, maybe I'm wrong on this, I didn't play in the NFL, but I think that's the most important part, has been blurry-eyed. Right? Now, do I think that Russell Wilson is manna from heaven? No. Do I think he's going to make the Steelers all that much better? No. But it's somebody different, and they know what they have, right? I mean, Russ looked absolutely cooked in Denver. Nothing left, right? Nothing left in Denver. However, it is a vote of no confidence for Justin Fields. It's not so much that we think Russell Wilson's good. It's just that we know at this point Justin Fields is not going to take us to the promised land. He's not. And Fields is a guy that looks better on social media highlight clips and low-information fans. I get it. The dumb fan looks at those clips on X and TikTok, and they get all horny, and they get all excited. Oh, look at the highlights. Oh, man, Justin Fields, he's so good. But in the reality, like real football people know, not very good, right? The Steeler offense with him under center is standard chow. Now, what is my evidence? All right? When I say standard chow, I'm talking like military cream chip beef on toast, that pepper pot soup, old school military stuff. So the Steelers' passing offense is ranked 28th in the NFL. Let that marinate a little bit. 28th in the NFL. There's only 32 teams. So maybe that's good. I don't know. Maybe you have low standards. That's good, right? 28. How about points? They're 20th in points per game. Is that good? Not in the top 15? How about pass attempts per game? That is a dead giveaway. You don't trust your quarterback. You don't trust your quarterback. 30th in pass attempts per game. So you put all the numbers together, and what do you get? You get a coaching staff that doesn't want to bury Justin Fields publicly, but privately realizes he's not the guy, and they're willing to try anything, including Russell Wilson, at this point. Now, will they regret that? Knowing Russ, he'll probably get hurt by halftime, and Justin Fields will be back in the game, so it'll be a temporary situation. But Tomlin, again, by your actions, if you're preparing, these reports are from the NFL media arm, propaganda arm, the news service of the NFL, that you're going to start the backup, who has been the backup, although he hasn't been able to play, in Russell Wilson. That is a sign. That is a sign from the heavens that you do not believe in the guy that is out there. It is the Ben Maller Show. If you'd like to be part, you can join us right now. And operators are standing by. Woohoo! Also on X, at Ben Maller. Speakeasy rules are in effect. At Ben Maller, we read a lot of comments on the X machine. So knock them out, and we will read them if they're any good. And even if they're bad, some of those get on the air. You can have your voice